Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and I have got to say I am pretty jealous right now about this knife design. I actually have a design on paper that's so similar to this. It's very similar. And this is just absolutely, like, not only a great design, but damn it, did they execute it so well. So let's talk about first geometry. You guys know I love hollow grinds, right? I'm sure you guys do too, especially if it's a nice broad hollow grind. And these are so sick, nasty thin. And it just, the broadness of the blade and the depth of the hollow grind and how high it goes up. Now, he did say that they ground it a little bit thinner than they were supposed to. I say, damn that, leave it the way it is. But I have two different versions here. There is three, and we'll talk about the third version. But guys, this is something great. Like, this is why I love the knife community. This is why I love knives, man. This is just not only eye-appealing to me, but the shape, the grind, the action, the sound, the everything is just knocked out of the park. So the blade steel is M390, and it does have a titanium frame lock, titanium mill pocket clip and back spacers, TA hardware all the way around, and the one has a mirrored stone wash. So a beautifully well done mirrored stone wash, and it has a little bit of a different sound than the DLC version. The DLC version has a satin, and this is the one that has the best sound. It sounds so beautiful when you open it. We'll listen to some acoustics. Now, the designer of this knife does have a YouTube channel that I will be linking down in the description. I'll also put his Instagram. It's MONOCHROME EDC, so go and give him some love. Subscribe to his channel, follow what he's doing. I'm not sure if he has a video on his prototype, but I don't see it right now, but he recently started a channel. So like I said, go give him some love and some support, and check him out on Instagram. You can get in contact with him, ask any details that you're probably wondering right now that I might not have in this video. Now, he did say everything was T10. I don't think that's true. I think it is T8 right now. Maybe they're gonna do T10 with the final one, but he says it's T10 all the way around. I did check them, they're T8s all the way around. So maybe that's something that's just gonna be, on the final version. Now, the other version, the third version, is just like the DLC version, but not DLC'd. So, which I personally, it's hard to choose. Like, if I had to choose, because one, I freaking love the mirrored stonewash, because it's not one of those mirrored finishes where it's just like, where it just gets nasty. It has that speckled stonewash over it that's going to help protect it, so you're not going to be afraid to use it. However, with hollow grinds, especially with deep hollow grinds that have this nasty thin of geometry, I love a satin. So, man, it's tough, man. It's tough. DLC is a fantastic coating. If you guys don't know DLC, diamond-like coating. It's an incredibly hard coating that's the best coating you can put on a knife. The best coating I think you can put on anything as far as resisting corrosion and also from being removed. Like when you're cutting and stuff, a lot of coatings will just rip right off. They'll tear right off. DLC holds up the best. All coatings can be tore off. All coatings can, go through abrasive stuff and, and get scratches, but DLC does the best. Now, it has an external stop pin that opens and closes, that's in the open and closed position, which is pretty cool. The whole deployment, it lands in a perfect spot for the reverse flick. You have so much leverage to flick it out, whether it's the thumb or the middle finger. Now the stop pin is right next to the hole, so with the thumb flick you do feel that stop pin. It might be cool if they would have just did a track so that you could back it up a little bit and then, you know, just have like a track on the inside. Maybe the stop pin will slightly come out and, you know, hide back in, kind of like what Medford does a lot. But the ergonomics are extremely well done. They're very comfortable in the hand. It's a fantastic size. You can choke up. It has a nice sharpening tool and plunge grind. I will say, I think it'd be smart to pull it back just a little bit so the end of the plunge grind ends way before the edge. I do notice you do have a couple good sharpenings with this plunge grind, but it would be better if it was moved back just a little bit. It would just reassure that you're not gonna get a smile, because this, man, it'd be horrible to put a smile on something so gorgeous. Talking about geometry again, I do want to speak about that really quick. Oh yeah, there's lots of milling on the inside, by the way. Lots of milling on the inside. I do have one negative we're going to get to, but lots of milling on the inside. Before we get to the negative, I want to speak about geometry. So, he said he measured it at like 12 thousandths behind the edge. I measured a little bit thicker than that, but the thing is that it is the same thickness going up the grind. So even if, let's say, if it's 22 thousandths thick, it doesn't matter. That will still slice as well as knives that are 9 thousandths behind the edge if the 20 thousandths goes up the grind and doesn't thicken up. If it's a nice tall hollow grind where it stays nice and thin, then, you know, like after even 5, 6, 7 sharpenings, it's still the same thickness behind the edge. When you can get a hollow grind that's done like that, that's just nice and broad and it doesn't start thickening up until you get mostly up the blade, you know, maybe like a quarter way to halfway up the blade, then it starts getting thicker. That type of geometry is performance driven. That is the type of geometry that will slice like a champ. The edge retention will be better. The cutting performance will be better. The sharpening will be better. Your experience sharpening it will be hands down better. And then you don't have to worry about getting it thicker. So when you do sharpen it and you lay back the angle, it doesn't matter. It's not like it's gonna get thicker. So there's just so many benefits to a nice deep broad hollow grind like this. Now, the downsides are, you know, it's not tough. It's not a pry bar, but this is a cutting utensil. And to me, I prefer a knife like this since I'm mostly cutting. You know, if you want a tough knife or hard use knife, get a hard use knife. This would be a nice, good slicer that, you know, you could still be, you know, decently tough on. And because of the thin tip, man, it is so precision oriented. This thing will do utility cuts like a damn razor blade. Literally, like you could use this like a razor blade. It's so thin. I do not know the price point yet. I'm waiting to hear back. So I do not know the price point exactly yet. I'll probably do a follow-up video on this. He did say I could test them and use them. I might just lose one. I'm just joking. I freaking dig this thing. I dig this thing a lot. Best Tech executed this perfectly. Now, you know, some would say they don't do the best job with their M390. I get it. You know, they could run it a little bit harder. I'm not sure what their deal is going to be with this. If he's going to request them to run it a little harder, I don't know. If I was him, I would. Especially, you know, with this thin of geometry, man, you'll really be able to bring out, and I know some people would say, well, with harder HRC, well, wouldn't it be chippier and more subject to break? Well, yeah, but it also is subject to better edge retention. It'll be better even when sharpening because the hardness will allow you to get that really keen edge. And obviously the edge retention will be better. You know, everything will be better aside from, yes, it will be slightly more brittle. However, to me, like if you're gonna break this, you'd probably break it if it was a softer HRC as well. You know, it's not, especially not being a tough steel. Now, if you want toughness, just go with a tough steel. You don't have to sacrifice the steel by lowering the HRC in order to get some toughness. Just use a tough steel and put that one at the right HRC. Now, my one negative I do have one negative, and that is the clip. The clip works just fine, but it lands in a horrible place. It lands on top of the lock bar cutout, which what that does is it makes it to where when you go to pull it out of the pocket, your pocket gets caught on that edge of the cutout. So what you could do is either one, just move that to the inside. Take the cutout, move it to the inside, that way it's super smooth. That would be the best thing he could do. The clip works great, there's plenty of room, everything's good on the clip aside from that. So the other thing he could do is he'd have to move it. He'd have to make it longer, make it shorter, or something. But like I said, it'd just be easier. Just take the cutout, move it to the inside, all is good. But like I said, guys, all in all, man, I don't know exactly when these things will be up for pre-order. I don't know if I got any of that information. If I do, I will have it all on the screen so you guys know exactly what I know. So there you guys go, man. Like I said, I'll probably do another video. I'll be featuring these again because these are just too damn good not to. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.